Good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. I'm your host, Jarvis, and with me tonight I have Mark and Stu Woolley. We'll also have a special guest, Helge, coming on. I will send you the link, Helge, in a minute. Tonight we're going to talk about Arne Slot. Arne Slot. Liverpool failed to win 2-1 against Man United at Anfield, and all the excuses start flying. Cry me a river. The Dutch boss blamed everything from Van Dijk elbowing Mac Allister and the referee not calling the play off. And also he blamed Man United for changing their lineup. Can you imagine, a boss of Liverpool just complaining about everything after losing? He's a sore loser, and we will talk about it. Everything will be dissected. We have a great panel. We have a lot to talk about. We will talk about the game yesterday. There will be some footage. We will take up the good old tactical board. We will get the latest on Man United. There's also been some rumors, Bruno to Bayern Munich. The old Liverpool manager, Jurgen Klopp, has been out with some comments about Man United. We will also talk about them. There will be a lot to break down in this special edition of Jarvis's Corner Monday night. Guys, girls, remember to smash the like and subscribe if this is your first time on the Tactical Devils. We will be back after the intro, so we will see you in a second. Boom, boom, boom. We are live. Tactical Devils Friday night. Jarvis, Monday night. Jarvis's Corner. Tactical Devils. Mark is back after 1 week of absence. Good to see you, Mark. And Stu Woolley is here drinking his decaf coffee. A lot of people have tuned in already. Sorry for being late. My computer is acting up, so I have troubles. Everything is just freezing, freeze frame all the time. But thank you guys for your patience. First of all, I just want to say hi to people who have tuned in. Gavin Underwood, big up Gavin. We have Johnny Kermode. We have Catherine McDade. Bellal is here. Who else? Let's just scroll down. We have Stu Woolley 70 on Twitch. Big up Twitch legend. Mark Langridge is also in the chat. And we have a super chat already coming in from the legend himself. Bellal, thank you. He says, if you rearrange slot, you get the word lost.
It's true. It's true.
Maybe I brought some new glasses for the super chats, so I will take my Terminator glasses on and say thank you, Bilal. I will play you the jingle later. We will just get going.
I'll just put these on quickly, Bilal, for you. There you go, pal.
Thank you, Bilal.
Thank you as always, buddy. Thank you as always.
Yes, guys. Trevor Wade is also tuning in, and is it just me, 43, coming in with evening, everyone? And the Routinator telling us we have 1,550 something subs. So, guys, I appreciate every one of you subscribing to the channel. We are a small channel, but we know we need all the help we can get. And Das Sweets comes in with the poor slot, or is it not? I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's a typo. It's probably a typo, I believe. Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, it happens to the best of us. And Susie82, we get shades on, guys. Big up, Sus. Good to see you. Yes, and Mark Langridge is actually saying, smash that like button. It's free.
Yes.
Yes. It's so important. 40 of you have tuned in already. Please do us a favor, smash that like, and we will get going on the show. Yes, guys, girls, the panel. I don't know. Where do we want to start? Do we want to start on the slot the comments, or do we want to start on recapping yesterday's game?
Well, let's just quickly start with slot, because somebody famously once said, I don't know who he is, Jarvis, you might know him. Mark definitely might know him as well, but somebody famously once said, when we beat City and we changed it and Guardiola was crying and moaning and complaining in the first half, you can't do that, I don't know what to do. How ironic is it that Mr. Slot said, you promised me, because you've been playing Sesko for the last 5 games and you didn't play him today. Why not? I set up with Sesko. What a fucking clown of a thing to say in a press conference or an interview after. How dare you do something that I wasn't expecting? You know, it's pathetic. It's funny. It's hilarious, but it's typical. It's typical Liverpool. And, you know, I don't know about you guys, but all I've done is play back the Maguire header today. It's on constant loop. So when I've been in meetings, I've got on the corner of my screen the constant slabby header. That's all I've done today, and I've loved it. You know, I mean, we'll go through the game. It'd be good to get Mark's view on the game, actually. But I just thought Slot coming out and crying like a little girl it just adds to the enjoyment of a great weekend. The Scousers crying and Slot just, I mean, talk about not understanding what Manchester United and Liverpool actually means to the fans, and he comes out crying even more. Love it. You've got to love it. So,
yes, it makes it even better, you know. And this is a comment we need. We've seen Sesko play the last 3, 4, or 6 games, but they go to Liverpool, they change the lineup. That's not the first where we faced with the team, and they've done that. So he's actually complaining that people are setting up a special tactics against Liverpool. And, you know, when it comes to United, he's not happy with you probably prepared for Sesko, long ball, Van Dijk to, you know, crash him a little bit and win the headers. Well, you know, we had different plans, winning the second balls. So, you know, I think it fooled him in the first half, and Arne Slot is a sore loser. What's your thoughts, Mark, when it comes to Arne?
Just before you go to Mark, Jarvis, and you move on to Mark, if any of you are watching Sky Sports tonight, again, it's even funnier because they put a graphic on showing our passes from Le Mans out, and they've got one little green arrow that goes short and the rest is gone long. And they're making a big deal out of the fact that we've gone short once and we're now all of a sudden a long ball team. Might I just make one observation? Football relies on passing the ball from one player to another to get us into the area to score. The end. Nothing more to be said. There's nothing more to be said about it. Clowns. Anyway. Sorry, Mark. I just had to get that in because it was pissing me off.
Oh, you're on mute, Mark.
I can't hear you again, Mark.
There we go. That's because I was on mute this time.
There you go.
Yeah, I was going to bring up exactly the same thing, Stu. 44 long balls.
Yeah.
But isn't it funny how it's not brought up when people score in 2 passes against Manchester United? But, you know, when Man United do it against someone else, it's a big deal. Yeah, Slot, to be honest, he made himself look even stupid, more stupid, because what he said about Sesko, we've actually reverted back to the team that started the season.
We have.
Before we signed Sesko.
And the friendlies in the preseason US score.
So he should have had plenty of footage of us playing in this style. It's not, you know, United's fault for their centre-backs that stupid that he's going to come out of position to challenge for a header where he didn't need to come, you know. It just shows that he's one of the dirtiest players in the league because he tried to elbow in Burma and smashes his own player.
Oh, it was fantastic, that wasn't it? You love to see it, don't you?
It was so deliberate, though, Stu. You see the movement of the elbow into the head. It was hilarious. But yeah, of course teams are going to change. Don't we criticise our manager for not changing? So therefore, because he has changed, you were to expect him not to change. That's That's the sign of a manager I want. That's someone finally changing their process. But he's also changed everything against City, against Arsenal. We played a different way. Actually, we played the same way against Arsenal.
We did.
Yeah, because we started Mount. So what was the difference? And he came in and said, oh, I noticed it's really important to win the second balls. So did Pep when he came into this league. Took him a few games to realise, you have to win the second ball. You don't have to win the first ball. It's the second ball. It's the third ball, getting the ball back down on the floor and playing football. So, yeah, it was a great game to watch. It was a funny press conference to listen to, both from Slot and from Amorim. I listened to the Slot pre-match press conference when they're saying about you keep conceding goals from set pieces. And Stu, I really wanted to talk to you about this. Please try and tell me when you're conceding goals from set pieces, and I get zonal marking and partial zonal marking, but when you have a Harry Maguire and you have a Virgil van Dijk, doesn't one normally mark the other?
Yes, that's what you would do. You either match height for height or as close to height for height as you can.
They decided to use Van Dijk in a zonal marking system, so he gets nowhere near any decent header of a ball.
Yes, correct. It was funny. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. And they actually, as me and Jarvis pointed out on Sunday night, last night. When did we go live? Last night. They used Szoboszlai for it.
Yes.
And Szoboszlai actually put two hands on him. He did a two-handed push, which is a penalty. Even though he didn't shove him much, it was still a two-handed push on him. But that allowed, fully enough, it pushed Maguire into position. It was fabulous. And the ball came across him.
Seeing this now, I can't wait for ref to blow this up, because if I did this on a Sunday with my kids, you're pushing players offside.
Yes.
It's going to be blown all day long.
Yes.
But when Maguire scored, Jarvis, I don't know if you've got the clip, but can we play a choo-choo train noise or something? Because
obviously I got the clip. Obviously, I got the clip. You know,
you haven't got the clip, have you?
It's Harry Maguire, it's Dalot, it's a Liverpool player, and then it's someone like, I don't know, it might be Euro. Literally 3 of them in a dead line trying to head this ball in. It's
nuts. It's crazy. It's crazy. Just watch Szoboszlai, Mark.
Yes,
only a small one. Just watch it though. 2 hands.
So here's Harry Maguire. Behind him is Szoboszlai, and what happens right now is Szoboszlai just leaving Maguire by himself because he is focused on Benjamin Sesko, who is here. So what actually Szoboszlai is doing is leaving 3 players alone for Konate to defend the back post. So it's terrible defending from the Liverpool midfielder. You know, I think he's overhyped this season. He scored a fantastic goal against Arsenal, long shot. But besides that, you know, now as a defender, you know, it doesn't look well for him. And the way he just lets Maguire stands there, you know.
Yeah. Yes. Jarvis, could you show the world's greatest defender to everybody? Because don't forget, he is the world's greatest defender. I mean, that's what everybody keeps saying. Correct? Would you like to
yes. Where is Van?
Third one in. Next one. You're looking at him going, what the fuck are you doing there?
He's marking nobody. He's listening. Yeah, he's listening to fairy tale tunes in his headphones. He's not even marking a soul.
But that's because that's where he's just taken a step from the 6-yard box from his zonal marking position.
The world's best defender we're talking about here, by the way. The world's greatest organizer, the world's greatest. Now, what's Szoboszlai here on Maguire?
So the ball is going to Bruno now, and we all know it's brilliant cross. But here's Szoboszlai.
Yeah, just there it is. 2 hands, little push off. Thank you very much. The end.
It's Diogo. Yeah, literally 3 of them. Like,
if I'm Canard, by the way, look at the world's best defender again. Anyone want to know where he is? Anyone want to guess where he is?
Still standing there. He's moved a total of 1 yard.
Still nowhere to be seen. Still, the world's greatest defender.
Let's have a look at Szoboszlai again. I just look at him. The cross is coming. He's behind Maguire. He just leaves him and goes out to Sesko.
it's terrible. He was never, even though Jarvis, even if he didn't actually go towards Sesko, he was never getting above Harry in a million years. So fantastic goal.
I've got to be honest. I reckon if you roll that back to where the ball's about where the 6-yard box is, literally about 1 second, I think our goalkeeper claims it.
I think Lamans gets this. Yeah, I think Lamans gets this.
They keep going. The volley is superb, but the actual ball itself is not a great ball in. It's really high, and a goalkeeper can come and take that if they want.
Yeah, he's got no power on it. Yeah, he's got no power on it. Maguire's had to direct and push it back,
and that's what makes the defending so bad because
it's hilarious.
It's in the air and it's going like this. Yes, I had done in that. Do you know what I mean? It's not come at pace.
I would like to point out, and we didn't mention this last night, Jarvis, the strike from Mbumo. I think had a chance of going in. You know, if it hadn't quite. I can't remember who it hit, but I think it had a shot of going in. I think it
hit the back of Chiesa, I believe.
Was it Chiesa, was it?
Chiesa, right. Yes.
It's a fantastic, look at it, fantastic strike.
Yes, and I think that's maybe why the goalkeeper can't get out on the second cross because he's not quick enough getting up on his feet.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. But the ball in was superb. But to be talking about United putting balls in the air and that, I thought Konate was superb yesterday for Liverpool. And he made Virgil van Dijk look stupid.
Best player for Liverpool. Best player.
Yeah. So us going long, I don't think we caused them any problems. The problem was, and I can't believe I'm saying this, their midfield couldn't cope with our midfield. We almost had that little box midfield, you know. Cunha dropping in with Bruno, with Casemiro, who how many weeks am I saying Casemiro is still superb when we play him in the right position? You know, like you said, just sweeping left to right and just letting him do what he does. And then obviously Mbeumo working as that fourth player. So, and Mason Mount doing all that running.
Yeah, we were slightly caught out twice, about 3 or 4 times went to Jarvis, but that was only on the double pivot when Bruno and Casemiro were just too high.
Yeah.
But to be fair, we both said that last night.
In a double pivot sometimes, you know, so it does happen. You know, you can't be in the right place for
all the time. You can't. No, you can't. It's impossible. Yeah, it's impossible.
But the whole game. I thought the whole.
But it was a great goal from Harry Maguire. You know, he stands his ground. He occupies the right places, and also Harry Maguire playing as a striker in the dying minutes, especially on set pieces. I think it's nothing new. We've seen this. It's almost like the Fellaini number under Mourinho, and you know, it's something that we can revert into in the dying minutes of the game, and I think we succeed time after time. So my question to you guys is actually we have been talking about this the last couple of shows. Should we give Maguire a last season for Man United? Because we have an option, we can extend this contract just for 1 more year. I had my say on it, but I want to hear Mark's take.
Interesting. So I would say yes if we haven't got a centre back lined up. But I would like us to see if we test the water with everyone else. If we're doing well, Gahey's available. He's not necessarily going to go to Liverpool. It's about who do we bring in if we don't. We have to have that centre back lined up. That is exactly what we need. But Maguire hasn't put a foot wrong really in about 18 months, I don't think. From all the abuse he had, actually, he's a Manchester United player in my eyes. He's seen off adversity.
Yeah,
he turns up when we need him in big moments. But do we give him an extension? That's a hard one, because should we be giving any of this team an extension? I don't think we should. And plus, I know that if we give him an extension and we sell him, we have to give him 50% of that sell-on. So there's a financial thing in the back of my head going, is it worth the money to extend him for 1 year as what? As a backup? Because
the
we
problem
were
is,
expecting
Mark,
Euro to start.
sorry for interrupting your train of thoughts, but the problem with us letting Maguire go would be replacing the experience, because we have a lot of young centre backs. Even the Ligt, is not that old. He's 26. He's only had 2 seasons after in the summer in the Premier League. And who will be the experienced guy? Will it be Luke Shaw? And can we rely on Luke Shaw? Because in every good team you have an older centre back. You can talk about the good old Juventus teams with Chiellini. You can talk about Liverpool when you see Van Dijk winning the league.
Well, Danny B said it there. We had Evans doing that role, didn't we?
Yes, we had.
But it's whether he wants to continue playing first team football, and we've got an age-old centre back in, on this show who wants to be in a starting 11 rather than on a bench, even at his age. So you probably phrase that the best. I personally would want to play. If I can't play, then maybe it's time to hang up my boots or find a team I can play for.
Yeah, the interesting thing is with Maguire is I think it's time for him to move on. I do. I'd love him to go to somewhere like Brighton or maybe West Ham, where he was linked to. Well, Sheffield United, go home, go to Hull or whatever, go and play and make a big difference. You're both right though about proven Premier League quality and experience. Yeah. Now, I agree with you again with Mark Gay. Me and Jarvis were discussing this the other week actually when you could make it, and we both said he is an Isaac type player. When he's on the market, you go and you do everything you can to buy him. Now, I think Liverpool have missed the boat on him. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't end up at Real Madrid or Barcelona or Bayern.
Madrid are looking at him,
or Bayern Munich. If we could get him, if there was a sniff that we could get him, if we had a good season, lads, and finish 5th or 6th, there's maybe a possibility you could then entice Gay there. He'd come in as the main man. I think we know that. Probably skipper or future captain, because I think Bruno's gone in the summer. Personally, I just think he goes. Okay. And it would be a great replacement. Maguire's done enough to warrant a new contract, absolutely. Whether people like it or not, he's warranted it. He scored some very, very crucial goals for Rúben Amorim and Manchester United over the past 2 seasons.
He's our most critical goal scorer. When we need a goal, it's him that gets it for us.
He does it, yeah.
Creative with the runs down the wing.
But what we've got to be careful of, and this applies to Luke Shaw as well, is if you don't move him on, you're stopping a player either coming up through the ranks, i.e. Fredrickson, or maybe a Heaven. You're stopping that path to the first team, or we're not going to bring anyone else in. So you're stopping somebody coming in. I think ultimately...
Fredrickson, we got Heaven, but also the forgotten man, the fact you just missed him out, Martinez to come back.
Yeah, well...
That's all left-sided centre-backs. He's playing in the middle where Dalot can play. Euro plays right side, with Fredrickson who plays right side. So it is that central centre-back we would need to replace. Yeah. Now, Gay would play left side where he does for Palace. Yeah. It's Anderson I wanted from Palace 2 years ago.
He went to Fulham, didn't he? He went to Fulham, didn't he? And I mentioned him. I would have him if I couldn't have Gay. No problem at all. Wouldn't even bat an eyelid. I think it'd be brilliant for us. So it's a very difficult one with Harry. I love the images at the end when they were shouting his name and screaming his name. And
did you see him with Peter Schmeichel?
Yeah, it was almost brought to tears.
Everyone coming up just like tapping his hand and those two are just in a full-on embrace.
Yeah, and it's great, and it's absolutely great to see. But sentiment has been in Manchester United for way, way, way too long. And we've been ruthless with some players. We've got to be ruthless again this summer. And Shaw's got to say, we've got to say thank you to Shaw and pass him on. We've got to say thank you to Harry and pass him on. It's a shame because I'd love him to stay.
But Shaw has a contract up until 2027, so we still have a year left when we come to the summer.
Yeah, I'd pay him off.
I do have a fear that we still have this asset thing in the background with our players.
We do. Yeah, we do.
You know, giving him a year is increasing the assets, which increase the profitability of the club on paper.
Yes.
Yeah. We have a new member, Siegfried from Van
He was on the show last night. Yes. Do you remember? Siegfried, thank you so much and welcome.
Big up,
mate.
Siegfried.
Welcome.
Yeah, maybe we should do the glasses.
Oh, go on, then.
Member. And he's a Maestro Tactico in the ranking of memberships.
I'm going to give him the OGs.
For supporting the channel.
He gets the OGs. Siegfried, thank you so much, pal. Thank you, Bilal, as well. And everyone last night as well for the super chats. It was unbelievably. So thank you all. It means a lot to our channel. A lot. Yeah, difficult one, Harry Maguire. You know, this is the other one, by the way. It will always divide opinion, won't he? Harry Maguire will always divide opinion. I've got no issue with that as well. You know, Rob Taff, I've got absolutely zero issue with people saying new blood needs bringing in. I tend to agree with you anyway. So I think we'll get a midfielder in January. I still think we'll go for Anderson at Forest. I think he's a more gettable midfielder. We know we want Baleba and we know we want Wharton. They're not gettable in January. But I think Anderson is gettable.
But I just say Baleba is performing like what I warned. He would fall off. It's a one-season wonder so far.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be interested to see if he plays against us Saturday, how he does. I'm looking forward to that game just to see what he does.
If there's an own goal, we've got 100% of signing him. I'm telling you now, if he scores an own goal.
Yes, definitely. Helga's coming twice.
Howie back post.
Jarvis, Helga's coming twice. Have we got twins? Has Helga got twins? Have you got a twin brother?
Helga's, well, I don't know. We just remove. We just.
I was there. He's alive on that one. It's not
and guest, and we have Helga, the right one.
Have you got
so
right
I want to welcome
there,
the debutant Helge Skjæveland coming in, another Norwegian. So guys, if you thought you were overloading on Norwegians with Jarvis, we have another one. So welcome to the show, Helge. How you doing, my friend?
I'm very, very good, as you can imagine, like all of you guys.
Well, you look happy.
Yeah. I was at a shopping mall earlier, just going to buy some clothes, and then I met some of my old people that I went to university with, and they're like, "Why are you so happy?" And I said, "How did you know?" And they're like, "You're walking around alone, just smiling like a psychopath." And I'm like, "Oh,
yeah."
So I can imagine I've just been walking around like, "Oh, this just means so much." So
yes, we all know. You know, you've been walking around. I've been smiling all day. I've been actually doing some classroom. I read up. I'm taking another. What do you call it? Wheel loader certificates. Yeah. Because I'm going to buy a new 20-ton big machine, and you know, you need special permits just to drive that. So next 2 weeks, Jarvis is back to school. So it is what it is.
Obviously, ice trucker.
Yes, ice road trucker.
He is. Last winter from Norway, he sent me a picture. Sorry, a video. I think I was at footy. I was just about to start playing. He sends me this picture of him singing in his snowplow. It's fucking hilarious.
Rock and roll, Pearl Jam, I believe.
And he's showing me this snowplow. Unbelievably cool. I mean, there's a lot of snow. A lot of snow.
It is. It's Norway, guys. Yeah. What's Norway? It's snow, skis, and we have Haaland and Odegaard.
Well, he's injured himself, hasn't he, big Jesse? Haaland.
Where are you from in Norway, actually?
Nord-Norge, Northern Norway. Yeah.
You talk like you're from more like Sandefjord.
Oh, no. Okay. No. Yeah, no.
Do you know where I'm from?
No.
Stavanger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's the West Coast. You know, that's where we have Jarle Malmin coming from the West Coast. We have several Norwegians following the show. So that's big. That's good.
I live about 30 minutes drive from where Haaland grew up.
Ooh.
And 10 minutes from Brede Hangeland and Nevland, the United legend.
Eric Nevland, yes. Well, you talk about
If it
him,
happens to have their number, you should just call them up and invite them to the show. That will be.
Dude, I could actually try with Nevland because he was, you know Randaberg. Have you heard about?
Yeah.
I was a coach in Randaberg, and when he was the sports director, so I have spoken to him a lot of times. So I can try to.
You should actually reach out to him. It would be brilliant to have Eric Nevland. I don't know if you guys remember, he was an academy player for Man United back in I would say mid 90s, late 90s.
Yeah,
he never got to play. I think he played one game for Man United. He scored in the League Cup, but he had a brilliant career going to Groningen in the Netherlands, the Eredivisie, and then he came back and played. I would say 3-4 seasons for Fulham and actually scored a lot of goals. So Eric Nevland, he did quite well in the Premier League, but never for Man United. But he has some. What time was it? He was up against Solskjaer, Sheringham, York. So he didn't stand a chance.
It was the worst time.
Worst time to be at Manchester United. That was
best time to learn. Best time to learn.
Worst time to be a player. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
And I just wanted to say thank you for letting me come on, because I don't have like a channel. I don't want to promote myself or anything. I just like I said to Jarvis a couple of times, like I could just listen to you guys talk about football for hours, whilst other people you listen to and you're like, I don't know, you kind of have to want to correct them. But when I disagree with some of you guys, I always see where you're coming from, or you change my view on something, or like it's very so thank you for letting me come on, because I just love discussing football.
No worries. Thank you for the kind words, and you are with friends, so you just express your opinions, and it's just opinions. It's harmless. It's just football. It's not a love and peace and the war and all of that serious stuff. So I just want to say hi to Kervin coming in with that beautiful Van Damme thumbnail after yesterday.
Chance Boudreau. Yes, hard target. In fact, there was a hard target too, and he wasn't in it for some reason, so nobody watched it. I don't know why, but that's true.
I don't know why. And I just want to say from Siegfried coming in and say, great channels, guys. I'm from Belgium. Big up, Siegfried, for bringing us Sene Lamens. I hope I pronounce his name the correct way.
We're not sure.
Well, it's Lamens. I think it's Lamens.
It's Lamens.
Lamens. He's a Lamens.
It's Senna, because he's named after Ayrton, I think. Lamens.
Yes.
Le Mans.
No, not the French way. I think it's Lamens.
Can't call him Le Mans because it just sounds wrong.
It sounds. I know, and he's not. He isn't.
When United give you lemons, he gets clean sheets.
Yeah.
Siegfried, let us know in the chat if I pronounce it the right way.
So the interesting thing is we've got both our goalkeepers. Anyway, Lamens. I think I got it right. Lamens.
Yeah, you got it right. But as Sean is saying, United versus everybody, I'll pronounce it however I want if it keeps playing like that. 100%.
What was give us your take on the game yesterday? Then what was your thoughts on the game? I don't know if you saw last night's show. Myself and Jarvis broke it down a little bit, but what was your thoughts on the game?
I thought how do you say it? Like every game is different, and I think that when people talk about, or the media or whatever talk about, like long balls and like certain, I hate the idea of everyone has their own opinion about it. But if I was a coach, I would not be the one who never changes my approach to a game based on the opponent.
Sorry, you'll get used to Trev. He's not.
But so I just liked the approach of the manager, because leading up to the game, I was talking to friends, and I said they were saying, "Are you mad? Would you start without Sesko? He scored 2 in a row and blah blah blah." And I said, "I want to start with Mount because he will help Bruno more defensively, and then Cunha will bring different problems to Van Dijk, because Van Dijk and Konaté's biggest probably strength is heading and pace, and that is Sesko's biggest strength as well." So I said I wanted to play Cunha as a striker and make him drop deep and make Mbeumo run in behind, and that's exactly how we scored our first goal. And like, obviously you can't be right or wrong, but I just love that Amorim did something far different, because the game kind of, how do you say it? It needed it, because if he didn't do something way different, we wouldn't have won. So I just liked that. I wouldn't like playing like that 38 games, but that game needed to be played that way to be won. So yeah, I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased, and I love the mid block 4-4-2 approach. In defending, that was genius. And like I think it was you, Jarvis, who said last night that about 60 minutes or something, it kind of changed to the Pentagon again, and it kind of dissolved a bit. So that was my only kind of critique.
Yeah, I agree. I think we reverted back to our old Pentagon press play, and you know, I think a couple of times Liverpool just carved straight to our central area. Because we get caught out a little bit too high, as we actually analyzed this after the friendly this summer when they played against West Ham. But that was, at that time it was Menu and Ugarte playing. So it's clearly not just a personnel problem; it's also a tactical disposition from Amorim. So you know, I feel that we don't have the intensity in going into that 5-man press and waiting for the wide centre back to jumps, to the 4 wing backs to jump, and then we almost commit 7 men sometimes in our press play. We get easily played over, and I also think the worst thing is it stretches out our team because our centre back don't trust the play. They don't trust it enough for us to win the ball, so they take out 5, 6, 7 yards extra. So we get that stretch in our team, and I don't like it. I like us to be compact in all aspects of the game, both offensively and defensively when we go out. And I'm just a little bit curious because I didn't hear Mark's take on this. I don't know if you saw that, Mark, yesterday when it came to the game, and also before we talk more about the game, I just want to show you the. This is the approximate heat map position of the players during the game, and what I saw also Liverpool try to occupy our right hand side, and it also left Gakpo a lot of the time one against De Ligt, and Ahmad. You know, he worked really hard defensively, but as soon as we took Ahmad off, I think Gakpo get better conditions working, and De Ligt struggled a little bit with Gakpo. And but you know, you see, I've marked out the channels here. So this was our play a lot of the time. You know, playing it to Mbeumo, who dragged Van Dijk into the channel, and we left Konate exposed 1 against 1. But he actually did quite well. And I think if he have had a poor game, we would have exploited Liverpool even more this game. So you know, I think the Amorim game plan was okay. At least for the first 45 minutes, but in the second half, I don't know what happened. But I think my suspicion. I haven't seen the game a second time, so I don't have the rights. I don't have any proof for it, but I feel like we tried, as you said, push out a little bit and try to shock Liverpool, but we didn't succeed. Mark, please.
I think you're right. The first half, this works. Obviously, then they go in at half time and go, they're pulling you out wide. So Gravenberch, you need to drop in between the centre backs. So if he does go out, we at least get the 3 across the back.
Mm-hmm.
I was just trying to have a look because I think actually it all changed on one substitution, and that's the player who. Go looking at the chat. and week on week, we all agree a certain player shouldn't have been on the pitch in Dalot, but he's secured himself with probably one of the longest throws we never knew he had when he's hitting them the middle of the 6-yard box, 6 foot up in the air. So that's one hell of a throw. But he swapped Dalot over, didn't he? Took Ahmad off, swapped Dalot over on that side, and he's lost in that wing back position. He had a terrible run on the left, which is why you see his heat map is in a defensive position, and yet Ahmad is further forward. That you can see that they're not balanced. They're not making the same runs and balancing themselves. We move him over to the right, and Gakpo just keeps running off the back because he just keeps his eye on Kirkett instead of dropping into that 5 across the back position. But I think Gakpo's one hell of a play. You got to remember we were linked with going for him. He's got a great right foot, but he can't head for shit. We know that now. We're missing their head up.
Yeah.
But as for the tactics, it's quite funny. I didn't think so many managers would listen to the press because that's all it was. He doesn't change. He doesn't change. He doesn't change. And he's been telling us, I change every game depending on who I have available to put on in those positions. So changing back to the Pentagon, I don't know if that was because of when he brought Sesko on. It all ties in with the substitutions. The substitutions that came on changed how we press.
Yep.
And that's losing Mount, who is definitely, I would say, one of our smartest players on the pitch and definitely one of our hardest working players on the pitch. You bring Diogo on and you don't lose anything on the left at all, apart from maybe, Stu, I know you're not a fan of his crossing ability,
No.
But everything else he offers to us down that left. He's got the legs. He'll get up. He'll get back in the defensive position. But I felt like Bruno went to try and win it for us. And that's why we went into that different pressing, because he started going past the striker and pressing. And we've seen that a lot. And I said to you, Stu, didn't I, before we came on, there was a chance just before we scored and we ended up 5v5 at the back and we were 5v5 and they robbed Bruno of the ball and he didn't even chase the guy back.
Yeah.
And that's because he's so one-dimensional going forward. And having Casemiro go off, it was bang on 60 minutes, wasn't he? Committed that foul and went, yeah, I've got cramp. I was like, no, you're getting a yellow. You can't make another tackle because they will want to take you off. So Ugarte came on. And Ugarte came on like a headless chicken and was pushing forward. I get it. We've all played and go, there's a goal in this. And there was. We all knew there was another goal to come. But it seems more like they didn't know how to adapt to this formation that we were playing for the first 60 minutes. So they came on and could only play the way they've trained for all the other matches in that front press. So in a way, we got lucky.
Yeah.
I don't think it was such a tactical way of doing it because you could see Amorim was walking them back, get back, walking down the touchline with his arm, making the movement to get back. So that says to me they were pressing wrong.
Yeah, I was about to say, Mark, there's an element of when you get deep into a game, when you hit around the 60, 65 minutes, muscle memory takes over. So your brain automatically your brain automatically goes into self-contained mode. Yeah. And what self-contained mode does, unfortunately,
revert into default.
Exactly, you revert to type, and you can't maintain what you're supposed to do. Great players, some of the very, 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 very best players on the planet. That's when they stop, take a deep breath, play it conservative. Go running around like a headless chicken. Exactly the point that Jarvis made last night, Mark. And in fact, he made the same point about when he made that missed pass and Bruno couldn't be bothered to chase back or whatever. But on the 2 or 3 occasions where we were caught out, we weren't zonal pressing. We tried to press facially. And I always say to Jarvis, you need to zonal press when you're in the middle of the park. It's a lot easier because you've got to make the opposition. You know this, Mark, yourself. You've got to make the opposition make a decision rather than you make a decision and allow them to ping it past you. One of the points we made And it was Bruno and Casemiro, wasn't it, Jarvis, when Bradley had the ball? So you had Mount in the vicinity of Bradley, but Bradley's facing inside.
Yes.
Okay. Now, as a footballer, we all know it's dangerous to face inside, because if you've got 2 or 3 players within your vicinity, within the area where you're going into, it becomes increasingly difficult for you to use the ball properly. He got away with it, didn't he, Jarvis? And
I already got the one you're talking about. Yeah. Because we are putting up a high press. We both have Casemiro and Bruno in this position. Luke Shaw is jumping up, trying to win the ball. And this is where I think one of the weaknesses is, because I think the centre backs are not quick enough to get up there. But in this instance, Luke Shaw wins the ball, but you see Dalot is doing his usual Dalot-ness, and I don't know what happens when the ball hits him. Look at Dalot here. He gets some kind of caramba and just loses the ball directly into Szoboszlai. And then we played over. You see Bruno and Casemiro in this instance, and at that moment, we are fucked.
Play this on. Dalot doesn't move. He stands there.
Oh, he does. He gets back late, doesn't he? I think very late.
Look, he's already planted both his feet like he's not going to move. He's not gone into a running position. He's gone shit.
Well, but that's Dalot anyway, isn't it? You've got that. Yeah, you got. I'll be all right like that. Yeah,
there is.
And that is the issue with Dalot. But the point Jarvis was making at that particular time was we were just slightly switched off. We weren't prepared at that particular time to engage in the way that Amorim wants to play. So what you were talking about, Mark, about Amorim pacing up and down, get back. He needed them into a typical formation. Here's the thing, though, we always talk about how players can't identify what's happening and unfolding in their eyes. Liverpool was the best example of that yesterday, gents. Arne Slot comes on, he starts whinging and moaning because he didn't play Sesko. But what did he do to accommodate that? Fuck all. What did the greatest centre-back on the planet do to accommodate that? Fuck all. They didn't know how to combat us, and they didn't know how to do it. But it's nothing new. We've done it before in these games. But if you remember when we beat City 2-1, even in the cup final, we started off in a specific way and then we reverted to type. Muscle memory always comes in at about 55, 60 minutes. There's nothing you can do. It's how you get out.
It's got gegenpress and going all guns blazing towards us.
Yeah.
So,
and on this particular one, I can't remember what happened with this job. Did they get a shot off or not?
Yeah.
Didn't they, Gakpo, hit the post. I mean, he's got his head in his hands. What for? You didn't score, mate. You hit the back of the net.
He couldn't have hit it any better. I do get that. I'm striking myself. That's one touch and hit it, and you can feel it
be honest, as well. I like Lahmann's idea. It's not going in. Fuck off. Hey, I'll just put
it was a brilliant finish, but now you probably see what I'm talking about. The high press, the pentagon, and the double pivot. It gets us exposed all the time, and I feel even in this game we've seen it over and over again. And I think Amorim needs to think it through if this is something he really wants to do in the Premier League, especially with this setup, with these type of players, because we don't have the intensity, we don't have the know-how to press with the Pentagon 5, and we don't understand when it comes to the wide centre backs, the wing backs. I feel we are a little bit behind, and when we talk about top level football, it's not about like we are miles away, but we are that split second away from actually doing it right, and it goes into understanding the game and actually having the
intelligence. Yeah, winds me up more than anything, Charlie.
I'd love to ask him if he believes in man-for-man marking, because playing 5 across the back when you've got 3 up front, that basically a front 3 needs to be marked by your back 3. So therefore, the midfield needs a man-for-man mark. And that's why the centre-back jumps 9 times out of 10, is because a player's been left free and he's gone, that must be my man. He just goes for the closest player to him because it's the furthest player forward. But now he can't get there because he's been left by a midfielder, and he's 10 yards instead of 5 yards. And Stu, your brain's going to go, I've got to get to him no matter what. and you end up in no man's land as they go ping, ping, little triangle, and someone's in behind you. And that's what we all hope for in football, when to beat the press. But we now know what is the best way to beat the press in the Premier League. Every team's doing it. Long diagonal ball. We're all fed up of this high press, and they're all playing long diagonals. It doesn't matter what game you watch. Even Arsenal are doing it.
Yeah, of course they are. Yeah.
I was thinking about when Jarvis yesterday talked about the press and the Pentagon thing. I think what Mark said now also, you know how two things can be right at the same time.
Yeah,
and I
100%.
think what Mark said now was really something that I haven't thought of. But I think, how is it that we say we did very good tactically until kind of the 60th, and then things changed? And he said we changed a lot of personnel as well. And it's like, I think the two things also stick together. So when you put Sesko on top, it's not the same as pressing with Mbeumo and Cunha. And when you switch Ahmad, I think he was one of our best until he got subbed off. When you switched him with Dalot, and Casemiro was pretty good up until then, and Ugarte came in, and Bruno became tired, as we all saw. So I just think both of those things kind of is true at the same time, that we kind of switched out a lot of what worked in a matter of 5 minutes or something like that. And I just think, if you all remember, Quenda.
Yeah, Quenda. Yeah.
I have always said
Chelsea
when we were linked,
will be a Chelsea
when we were linked to him, I actually said to my mates that, what is the difference between Quenda and Ahmad as a football player? And they said, and they just said age. And that's my point. I think he can be a really good right wing back for us, because he worked brilliantly for. They are both 5'6" or 5'5". They're both fast. They're both left-footed. They are both aggressive. They have very similar characteristics that worked for Amorim. And I just think when Ahmad has played like a winger in 4-4-3 for, I don't know, 23, 24 years of his life, and then I just think I just think he will come very good there, because I like you see last season, most of his good games came from the wing back position and not when he played 10. And when he scored the hat trick, I think that was also from the wing back, if I'm not sure. So I just wanted to give a big shout out and kind of like an observation, because Amorim thinks very much of a prototype. He has kind of this idea in his head. If he were to make someone out of clay, he would, okay, my left center back is this. He has a very clear idea of whatever position, and I just think Ahmad in that position is we just have to play him there, because I think he will come very good, because he also have something you can't buy or teach, and that is football intelligence. And you could see very much when we switched that out with Dalot. It's a complete opposite. When he went into the right side, it was no.
So that's quite an interesting take, and I agree. Yeah, I'd have him as a left wing back, as it happens, and I play Mbeumo as a right wing back. That way you can incorporate Sesko.
What did you say?
I'd have Mbeumo as a right wing back, and I'd play Ahmad as a left wing back. I like his natural left foot, because at the moment when you've got Ahmad on the right side, you've got Mbeumo, you've got two left footers. So they basically, what they're trying to, what happens a lot is they kind of overlap each other at the wrong times and the wrong periods. What we did quite well on Sunday was we split them. There was quite a distance between them, but Ahmad was struggling to getting into and to help Delict at times. So if you watch the game, you'll see that Delict was coming over to Amorim saying, I've got I've got 2 here, and that's a consequence of 2 left-footed players actually on right wing. If you push, I agree with you on wing back, and Mark's mentioned it on many occasions to put Ahmad as a wing back, but to put him on the left as a naturally, he's back as a naturally left-footed player. You use Mbeumo as a naturally as a left-footed player, but on the right wing, brilliant wing back. You could get Mount, Cunha, and you could get Sesko in on occasions. So that is could happen. What you're talking about Sesko, what Mark's talking about Sesko, the pressing is different. I don't want him pressing. I've said this before, haven't I, Mark? I don't want Sesko pressing. I want him pushing Konate and pushing Van Dijk, or the 2 centre backs. I want him pushing them back. We don't need to
press. Standing offside. I want him to.
You do. Yeah, exactly.
I agree so much.
And once you do that, because he is big and he is strong and he's a different proposition. And so when you get, sorry, I will do that in this one sec, Bilal. When you get that mix and that match of Mbeumo, Ahmad, Bruno, Mount, Sesko, Cunha, all in the same team, which you can do, we become a completely different. Slot would have hung himself. If we'd done that on Sunday, he would have been hanging himself, because he wouldn't have a fucking clue. Van Dijk would have spat his dummy out and walked off, because they wouldn't know what to do with that. And the reason is you've got the industry of Mount with his speed press. You've got the power and the strength and the ability and knowledge. And Mark will tell you this, of Sesko playing in a 9/10. Mark doesn't like him as a 9. I do, but Mark's a 9. I'm not. I'm a centre-half. Mark's a striker. You've got the industry of Cunha, who can play deep, and he could drag you up the pitch, which he did on more than one occasion Sunday.
What did you say? Sorry, what did you say? What did you say Mark didn't like?
Mark doesn't like, Mark, to be fair, Mark doesn't categorise Sesko as a 9. He thinks he's more of a 10. I prefer him as a 9. I think he's a good 9. But I'm not a striker, Helga. I'm not a striker. I'm a centre half. Yeah. And then you've got the industry of Mbeumo and Ahmad. So you've got the speed up and down the flanks. And then you've got Cunha. So you've got Cunha, Sesko, Mount, Mbeumo, Ahmad, Bruno. And then you get one decent holding player, whoever that may be. Doesn't matter. Pick Anderson. Pick Sander Berge, Jarvis. Pick Sander Berge. He would be perfect in there just to sit and sweep within that area. Would be an absolute menace.
Don't get me started on Sander. Yes.
Just before we go on, Bilal, member for 2 months. Helga is an instant hit. You're an instant hit, Helga. Can we make Helga regularly?
Thank you, Bilal.
We can try to have an open slot for the Monday night show.
Slot. Philip's just brought up a really good point. It's something I wanted to bring up as well. Because
I'm just about to push it. That
is the biggest problem. The best chemistry we're seeing will disappear from the team.
Sorry, I've got to push this on as well. Catherine, no nonsense, Smith. Absolutely slamming you. She's bare.
I was just joking when I came on.
That's fantastic. That's brilliant. Helga, you'll get to know our the devilish tacticos are as witty as they're absolutely brilliant. Sorry, man. It's a great point by Philip. So I did see it and I wanted to bring that up. That one, pal.
So I think, and it is Mazraoui, Ahmad, and then Mbeumo. Whichever way that sets up works. Those three just work. And I thought it was because it was left-footer to left-footer, being Ahmad to Mbeumo. They can play that one-touch pass. Do you know what I mean? Because when you're facing the other way, you're playing it to the around the corner.
Yeah.
But one thing I will say for Ahmad, you spoke, Helga, you said about football intelligence. He needs to learn when to cross. He needs to. I think you've got a real chance of having Gary Neville and David Beckham between those two, because
and I think
don't put the ball in quick enough, but they're too fast for the team. They're too quick. Their interlink is so like that, and the other players can't get in the box, so the ball doesn't go in. And you're like, if they're in the box, Ahmad can just whip that ball in first time.
That's actually what I loved Stu's point, because I was amazed by myself, but I haven't thought of that once, just switching side on Ahmad hasn't crossed my mind one time, and then isn't like that out of the box thinking. So I was a bit like, why haven't I just thought of that? Because I agree with you that even though Ahmad and Quenda has very like similar qualities, the thing you mentioned is very relevant. How do you say it, Jarvis?
Relevant.
Oh, it's relevant.
Yeah. No, you're doing
Um,
well. You're doing good. You're doing good.
they think football very similarly, Ahmad and Mbeumo, and that to the detriment, I think. And that is a very good point, that even though Quenda and Ahmad has very like similar base qualities, I think if we played Quenda with Mbeumo, they think football very differently, so they give different things. But I think the point you're making about when you see Ahmad and Mbeumo, they always take up the same spot, and like Mark says, they think so similar. They are just boom, 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 but they never like then cross. It's always up to Mbeumo, I feel like. So maybe to switch side on it, but I think that won't happen because of the likes of.
Well, what you're talking about now, Helge, is the Yoga Bonita. It's about relationalism. Good players actually knowing how to play football together, because it's like an intuitive way of playing. It's not like positional play, how we have actually changed the game now under Pep. It's all about stretching out the pitch. And taking positions and playing tiki-taka now. It's if you go to South America, you see a lot of this, and actually you see other managers doing this also in Europe. No, Thiago Motta, the former Juventus Bologna manager, plays a lot with this. It's we can play with 10 men on one side. It's almost like kids, playing just in one big lump all the time. So and they just move. It's a lot about. How do you say it? It's a lot about
it's just taking the space, Jarvis. Motta's thing, it's like 2-2-2-2-2-2-2-2-2 all down the pitch. And if two are in the middle, then two go wide, and then the next two stay in the middle, two go wide. Mm-hmm. It just. But as Stu says, you can have as many formations as you like written on a piece of paper. There are only like 3 or 4 actual formations, and everything is a variation of it. And what you do, there's this big hole, and you run into it if no one's there, and try and receive the ball in that big thing without anyone being there. And at the moment, I saw something about Ahmad. We say about playing on the left. Ahmad has never played on the left-hand side in his career.
He hasn't. That's correct.
I picked up. Do you remember when he played him left 10? I said he's never played over that side, and he looked lost.
He did.
And this is where I see this a lot when I'm coaching. This whole thing of inverted fullbacks, inverted wingers, left footer now on the right footer on the left, so they can get a shot off. Yeah, and that's why no one can cross the ball. And every goalkeeper wants the ball being crossed inwards towards their hands, not away where they've got to come and catch it. So that, like you say, we're reverting back. We're going long balls, long throw-ins. Maybe we'll get right footers on the right and left footers on the left next.
Let's hope so. All Ahmad's got to do, by the way, after training is just go to the left-hand side of the pitch, not rocket science, and run up and down 10 times. Then I'll know what it's like to play on the left side of a fucking football pitch. It's not hard, It's
the same as playing through the middle, right? Just don't have a white line in this place.
Just run up and down the football pitch for 10 yards and then take the ball with you for another 5 times. Get to a position, get to about 25, 30 yards on the diagonal, cross. Nobody's got to be in there. You don't need anybody in there. The best way to teach a striker, Mark, and you know this, pal, is just go on an empty goal. People say you must be fucking joking. No, it isn't.
Well, I done a shooting drill this week. Drill this week with my lads. A team drill. And it was just playing free post. Smaller goals.
Yeah, exactly.
Hit the left-hand post, hit the crossbar, hit the thing. Accuracy. First team to win, the losers do thing. And then we go into a big goal, and what do? Smash. And I'm like, you've just been practicing on target practice. All you've got to do is hit the target. As long as the keeper's got to make a diving save and not catch it, then you've got a rebound to follow in on. Just hit the target, hit the cross across the floor, aim low. If you miss kick it, it goes high. Same as if you're left-footed and the ball's on your right, try a right-footed shot. You might shank it in the far top corner.
like to say, I love when you're outside of the. Let's say if you have a right-footed on Ahmad's position with Mbeumo, I love the move in football where kind of Mbeumo goes to the outside of the 16-yard box to shoot, and then he feints the shot, and then it comes an overlapping fullback and just whips it in across near the dead ball line. I love that move, but I feel like if we are always playing with inverted wingbacks and inverted 10s, we lose that. We lose that kind of. So that's why I actually like when Dorgu at least plays, even though he's very like diamond in the rough, because I feel like that's been an issue for the last couple of years for a team, that players that shouldn't play that much plays too much because we don't have anything else. And I think that's a shame, because Dorgu is the type of player I think should play 10, 15 games a season, and maybe next 20 to just gradually. But I feel like he's a starter for us, and he shouldn't be. But I like him. But there's nothing wrong with saying like someone is young, and I don't like the comparison to other players' timeline, because every player like evolves, the brain, their football. Everyone has their own kind of journey with what managers they had. Every player is different, so I don't like but he's 20, but blah 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 is 19 and he plays for. I don't care about that, because every player has its own story, and I think just Dorgu needs. I just think I don't want to be slagging off Dorgu ever, because it's not his fault. He shouldn't be playing this much for Manchester United per now. I think that's just my point. I love him for the future, but yeah, you get what I'm saying.
It's funny you say that. Danny B sort of agrees with you, because he's saying play Mazraoui on the left, which I totally agree with, because anyone knows anything about international football, he's Morocco's left back.
He is.
Because unfortunately they have one of the best right backs in the world. So in Hakimi. He plays left back. So him playing left wing back wouldn't be a bad idea at all.
And
then he can play with Cunha, interlinking with Cunha, and you got Mbeumo and Ahmad interlinking, and that's a much more attacking sort of give and go kind of formation. And it does seem like Mazraoui
also more balance.
More
balance with the play like Mazraoui. Guys, it's super interesting. A lot of people tuning in. I just want to say something, because on the debate, because Sean did a live show earlier tonight, United versus everybody, and I asked a question to Sean, but I can ask you guys: should replacing Dalot be a priority this summer, or are there other pressing positions that needs to be addressed first? Because I think he had a terrible game. He's a weak link in this team, but when we get Mazraoui back, maybe we don't. He will just be a squad player. Is there a time to try to sell him, or?
I think it's an absolute. It's almost, for me, everyone is titled to their own opinion, but for me, it's almost like Onana for me. Like, it's urgent. I think January, but I don't think we'll sell him in January. But I just think if we were to like buy someone in his position, it would be mainly Ahmad, Mazraoui, Dorgu, and the new player who will be playing, and then Dalot wouldn't be able to feature that much. And I think our team would benefit a lot from that, because it's like when you switch out Onana with even Jarvis in goal, you can see a big difference. It's like if you just, when you see Lamens, he looks like Courtois in goal compared to Onana. And I just think we don't know that until we make that switch. And I think if we switch Dalot with someone, for example, Nuno Mendes, or a very good type of back, we would be like, what have we been doing all this while? So I think, especially in a 3-4-3 where wingbacks are so crucial, we need to buy a specialist wingback. I think that's one of that, and central midfield is high priority for me, at least.
Yeah, there's a slight problem with the wingbacks, and it's almost to be careful what you wish for. when you're looking at a wing back, and I'm going to
Right,
I'm going to highlight Frimpong. Now, we know how good Frimpong is as a player, as a footballer. Absolutely fucking top drawer. You know, it comes to Liverpool, he can't hack it. We've had this issue, unfortunately, before. So we're going to go wing back. If we're going to get ourselves a right wing back, we need to go local, whoever that is. And that's going to be a big issue for us, is getting the right type of player to come in. I think our holding player is more important. I think we're going to spend the money either on Belaber or Wharton, and I think that's going to reduce what we can afford to do in the wing backs area. So I think from a priority point of view, Dalot's got to go. You know, I nicknamed and I coined the phrase Dalotness. I agree with it. You know, he has to go. But we've got Dorgu. Patrick Dorgu played right midfield. Right wing back. That's where he plays. That's his position. He's not left wing back. He's a right wing back. So we have that covered. We have that covered. Look, Ahmad, to me, great left wing back. So we've got the cover. We've got the ability to be able to do this and cover ourselves. But I think we're going to spend a bulk of our budget on a central CDM, or maybe two. That'll be the big thing. Amorim is desperate for a holding player.
I think it's safe to say if United buy another player that is not a holding midfielder or a central midfielder, be it box to box or holding, you've got to make your choice.
Yeah, either one. Yeah,
right? There is going to be uproar in the fan base because it can't be ignored again. I get the right player. Yeah, you've got to find the right player. We don't want to waste money. If we want to go big, we get the right player who's hit the ground running. You know, we should have signed Declan Rice. We should have signed this player. We should have signed that player. We didn't. So now if they go out and sign someone, it has to be the correct player in holding midfielder or box to box. But Dalot doesn't even start in most Man United fans' best 11 on either side.
Wouldn't. Yeah, he wouldn't.
So,
based on what? How many games have Dalot started since Amorim came in as manager? How many percent do you reckon?
No, I said most Man United fans. He's
on 90%, and he's got.
You would play Ahmad or on the right, or Mazraoui on the right. You would play Dorgu all day on the left. And to put Dalot out there out of position is a stupid idea. But unfortunately, he has this now newly discovered talent in a long throw, and it seems to be the only reason he's in the team. And also, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to be the one who calls it out, and hopefully our fan base on this show will understand why. He's Portuguese. Does anyone not realise that? He's shit, but he's Portuguese and plays.
Yeah.
There's a bias.
So you think Amorim plays favourites? Is this what you are insinuating?
Find me a manager that doesn't.
All managers.
Find me a manager in professional football that doesn't.
Yeah, all managers do.
Yeah. Okay.
So if I wanted to replace him, I'd go out, and it's funny, Stu, you said this. I'd buy the person Frimpong is a backup to, and that is Denzel Dumfries.
Yes.
Yeah, because you want a known wing back, someone who's learned great wing back skills in Italian football under Conte, I'm trying to think how many different managers at Inter. Plays in front of him in the national team in the wing back position. But he is older. I think he's like 29, 30.
He's 29. He's 29 and 30 because the two players, he's one of the guys I would consider and take a risk on. For sure. He's a superb. Well, you know, we should have got Yuri and Timber when we had the chance all those years ago. And we just and
not got thingy Martinez.
We screwed the pooch on that, and we should have got Yuri and Timber.
He's brilliant. Jules coming in and playing devil's advocate here. Team spirit was a big part of the win at Anfield, and Dalot is good at that. He at the team spirit and the togetherness side of things. And do you think he's a well-respected guy in the team, and maybe that's why Amorim keeps him in the first starting 11?
We know he's in the leadership group. He was named as one of the people in the leadership group.
He's a vice captain, isn't he, or whatever?
Technically vice captain. but I can't see. It's very hard, isn't it? We're fans.
Yeah.
I've played enough football to be, I think, to see traits in players, and I can't see what he would show as a trait, because he has had many an argument on the pitch, holding my hands up on the pitch. This is things that gets football players' backs up. This is things that can start a fight in a changing room between your own teammates. You look like you don't really care, because just going, oh, sorry, lads, not running back. Like I said in that clip you showed, he planted his feet and was like, what do I do? You know, that's a trait of someone who's going to be like, he's a favourite, I'm going to get on his back. But we could be wrong.
Yes. The problem with Dalot, the problem with Dalot, he gives you a 90% fitness availability throughout the season.
Availability, yes.
And Ferguson said that, didn't they? The best player you could have is a fit player.
Fit player, and it's absolutely brilliant. And you know, when we're talking about, or me, absolutely.
Yeah.
When we're talking about the Urine Timber deal as opposed to the Leacher deal, we've got a fit player who's still playing at the height of his game, and we've got an unfit player right now. Now, you know, with Leacher, you get a fit Leacher, we've got a superb talent. We know this. We know what he can deliver. We know he can offer. But his knees are weak. His legs are weak. You know, and if he comes back in November, he'll fuck himself up again in February. He needs to stay
our medical group team yet again.
He needs to stay out till January. He needs to stay out and come back 100%.
I agree.
You know, we are going to be losing these players, as Mark and Philip pointed out, to the AFCON. That's when you need these types of players in. So, look, Dalot is a big problem for us, but he is reliable. And when they're picking the team, or when they're going through the coaches, who's in the red zone, who's in the orange zone, Dalot's never in the fucking red zone. He never appears in there. No, that one. He never sprinted. He never appears in there. So he's always available. So, and this is a big issue for us. They're coming out with Diogo right now. He's doing the right thing, taking Diogo in and out the team. I kind of like that. I think it's the right thing to do. But we do have issues at wing back, but it is a problem for us. It's a big problem.
Yeah, but you know, one of Dalot's heroes is Ronaldo. You see it in the Portuguese national team. They always stay together, talk together, and I think Dalot is a pure professional when it comes to taking care of himself, you know, eating, sleeping, training. I think he lives and breathes football. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the talent needed. And I don't think playing in the wing back role is for him. I think he could play in almost every team playing as a right back, and I think he would do really well, but not as a right wing back or a left wing back. But Sean comes in and say Dalot is a liability, and I think we all feel the same when it comes to Dalot. I just want to move on the discussion, because we have more. We have the Q&A coming up in 10 minutes time, and I just want to ask you a question when it comes to the Liverpool game yesterday, because you know I have a genuine question. I'm not coming from a place of malice. I'm not trying to be negative, but you know, besides from the result yesterday, guys, I'll give it to Stu first. Are you happy with the performance? Because it feels for me that we caught a lucky break. And, you know, it still hides the same issues that we've seen before. As I talked about, the pivot gets carved through. We have our weaknesses, the Bruno wandering around. And, you know, the XG on yesterday's game, it was 2.7 to Liverpool, 1.3, 1.4 to us. So, in a way, if we played this game 10 times in a row, we would have lost the majority of the games. Are we looking at the result and getting a little bit carried away?
You know, if you remember, I was called deluded last week. There's no way Man United are going to win. You know, anything can happen on a football pitch. It can. I've been playing the game for 50 years, and I've never ever been bothered about performance. I've always been bothered about the end result and what that end result is, whether it's a win, loss, and a draw. And if it's a win, could we have scored more goals? If it's a draw, how the fuck did we miss that? If we've lost, how have we lost? Why have we lost? Where in that game? What was the pivotal 5 minutes that turned the game against us and a favour of the opposition. That's what you do. That's how you break it down. You go into that dressing room and you discuss everything. And yesterday's results. Liverpool, I said were there for the taking, and I stand by everything I said last week about you can get at Kirkes. We did. You could get at Bradley. We did. Bradley lasted 45 minutes. We did. I said you could get at Van Dijk. We got at him. We didn't know too much about Mamardashvili. I told you Salah was completely off his game. He was. I thought Ekitike was going to be the biggest danger. As it turned out, as Mark said, he didn't play. And it was Gakpo that was the biggest danger. But Gakpo, the Liverpool fans are on X going, Gakpo, he hit the bar 3 times, post 3 times. He didn't score. He didn't score. Is there anything to say he'd score again next week? Absolutely not. There's nothing to say. Fucking hell. Isak would have scored that. How do you know? Isak hasn't popped one in the net as in the Premier League yet. Everything in football is luck. Everything is luck. You can, this, guys, because you're both coaches as well. You can work and work and work on issues and set pieces and tactics and formations and this and that all game. And if for whatever reason one player doesn't step up, everything goes out the window. And this is what happens. This is what's been happening for us in the past and for other clubs. City last year. So, there's nothing to say that, Brighton will come and absolutely smash us on Saturday. Just nothing to say that. We could have won 8 games in a row. Brighton come to us and everything falls in place for Brighton. So, for me, I'm not an XG fan.
No, but it's not just about XG. But my point is, we all look behind the results when we lose. When we lost against Arsenal, everybody said we played a good game. Look at our XG, look at our stats. We should have won those games. We should now have won against Fulham. We should have won against Arsenal, blah, blah, blah. And defending Amorim. But now when Amorim is winning, we are just dismissing that that Liverpool were better than us and played and probably should have won the game. They had 3-4 shots in the post. Yeah, but I'm just saying we have to be consequent on what we are saying. We can't have it both ways.
No, but they didn't, and they were never demonstrating. They haven't demonstrated in the last 4 games that we're going to beat us. They haven't demonstrated that. They were battered by Galatasaray and they got beat by, I can't remember who it was. Was it Villa or whoever? Because I pay no attention to Liverpool's. Yeah. But there was nothing to say.
Bilal is leaving. I just want to thank him
for the
super sticker.
Yeah,
sorry, Bilal. Thank you so much for the super sticker. You deserve a small jingle because you have contributed
so much
to the show. So
thank bloody you. Hell, Helga's got the glasses.
I will give you the Star Wars glasses with the Stormtroopers.
Oh, those Damon Bridge glasses. Oh, Mark's got them as well. Here we go. He gets the full lot. Yes, thank you, Bilal. Awesome as always. I just think ultimately, we can point fingers at Amorim, we can point fingers at the players. If the players can't take anything from this win away at Anfield, you can't beat going away and winning a game of football. It's the best thing ever. Walking over to the opposition fans and giving them everything you want. I used to do it all the time. I still do it now. If we win away, have that. I love it.
That's a Harry Maguire knee slide, isn't it?
Yeah, you go up and you wind the opposition up, and there's nothing to say. As much as Liverpool were in the game yesterday, they were out of the game as well. And the Liverpool fans can cry as much as they like. We scored more goals. The end.
Well,
but your point,
Jarvis, I think that's an interesting take because the way I saw it, United could have had about 3 or 4 in the first half on another day as well. So Liverpool had their chances. We also had our own and created some good chances. Casemiro hit the outside the post. Bruno missed an absolute sitter. You know, that could have been a third before they even had a shot on goal. Le Mans only made 2 saves, didn't he? And they conceded one goal. Actual saves on target.
And
because
also,
the post is not the target. The crossbar is not the target.
No, it's not registered as a shot on target when you hit the post. So they had 3 at least in the post.
Yeah. And you remember when Diogo came, it doesn't count kind of as a chance, but you remember when we had the break in second half when Diogo came, it was the simplest of pass. I think it was to Bruno or someone. I just think that would also have been kind of a clear cut
behind
chance
Bruno, didn't they?
Yeah, and that was a simple pass to do, but it doesn't count as a chance because but I think that was also a very big chance. So I agree that it wasn't like Liverpool just peppered us and we were lucky on the break or something. I think it was an even game. Both teams had chances and we came out on top. Simple as.
I would say we were as bad as each other, not as good as each other. We were as bad as each other because I think United made a lot of rookie mistakes. Even when we went 2-1 up, we didn't run the ball to the corner flag. You know, simple things like that. You're at Anfield, take it to the corner flag and continuously get the corner or the foul. But
we didn't play this yesterday, but no one have talked about this chance. I think it's bigger than a missed penalty. You know, look at this guy, all by himself. The goal is open. How did he miss that one?
This is horrendous. This is a 0.9 on the thing because the goalkeeper's still on the front post.
The header should just go right here. It would have been a goal.
Can you play it back?
I don't know where he thinks he is to flick it.
Can you play it back? Who was supposed to be there? Who was losing?
It's Dalot standing underneath him.
Is it?
Yeah. Maguire's coming back. That's Dalot. Dalot is in the orange boots behind.
Do you know why he missed?
Just like looking like at Dalot, like, oh my god, how has he missed that?
Do you know why he missed? Big Harry shouted miss. As the ball come across and Gakpo's going out, Harry's got miss, and he's missed it.
Mate, I always used to do it. Even I teach kids now. It's goalkeeper, even if you ain't getting there, literally as loud as you can. Like as long as it's a call for the ball, you're allowed to shout it.
The interesting thing about that, Jarvis, is that Dijk was under it for the first time in the game. He actually got caught under. So when the cross comes in, he's down. He's crouched, and I don't know why he's crunched himself down. Very strange. And Big Harry, monitoring the box as he did, surrounded with his presence. Gakpo's got one eye on Maguire and one eye on the ball and he hasn't really, but I'm just saying he's got one eye on Maguire. Because Big Harry's going to come in with his fucking head. Have that.
Well, I think it was like only 1 or 2 they put in first time, but they didn't cut back and try and dink it. So it was one of those that actually was fired in. And when Stu, you know this, you're start thinking he's going to cut it back, and he's going to cut it back, and the one that doesn't come is the one that catches you flat-footed, and that's what I think happened to Dalot. He's gone low, as in changed direction.
Dalot was low, but something spooked to Gakpo. I don't know what it is. He saw something out of the corner of his eye. It's the only explanation you can take because he took his eye off the ball. Ultimately, that's what he's done.
He's never been a good header as well, but I think also sometimes I think you could see it also in the movement. Was it Mark who was the striker before?
Yeah.
I've only played one position all my life, and it's a striker. So I think sometimes as well when I used to because I was always like analytical and always watched footage of other strikers and how they moved. I think sometimes I watched a lot of, because I've never been like pacey. I've never been. Now I'm tall, but I wasn't back in the day. So I watched at like Pazzini, Inzaghi, like Fox in the box players who wasn't that fast, tall, strong. They just had the brains, and I just saw them.
People Inzaghi.
Yeah,
AC Milan striker.
When I saw footage of them, I saw them play against Cannavaro, against Maldini, and sometimes they made Maldini and stuff look like juniors because like Gakpo, to be fair to him, on that particular thing, if you watch his movement, is world class, not his header, but he kind of feints, he kind of fools De Ligt there, and he sprints and he holds his position. So De Ligt doesn't know what to do in that split second. So I thought sometimes it's bad defending, and sometimes it's actually very like good attacking, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And you've got to remember how many times they've done this in training against each other for like the national team. Jarvis, if you just put the clip back up, I'll tell you why he misses the header. Like,
okay,
from my opinion.
Before we go, I just want to show you another Liverpool chance. I think this is a big one. It's Mo Salah. It's all alone.
What is going on here? Like, the touch is fine. Just hit it with your left.
Yep.
Across the goal.
But how do you rate this XG wise? He scores 50% of the time, Mo Salah, from that position, at least, maybe more.
It'd be funny. I would say it's probably a 0.4 or 0.5. Reason being, his touch drops it in between both his feet. So once he controls it, it drops between 2 feet. Now, which foot do I hit it with?
He bottled it.
He's trying to hit it with the outside of his foot. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to slice it with the outside of his foot.
Yeah,
if we go back to the Gakpo header, this is what I call overcoaching. Look, right? There's Stu, there's a way you'll head the ball, there's a way I'll head the ball, and there's a way he heads the ball here. As you play it through, watch his body shape. What is this with the whole splits with the legs? And that's the Cristiano Ronaldo. You just jump up straight and head it. He doesn't need to turn and put all that body and power into it. He's got an open net.
The way you were standing, the way the ball comes across, you've almost got to go backwards, Mark. And as you say, just turn your head.
Mark, I feel like
go back, turn your head.
I feel like that's the way I would have headed if I was a striker and I got the cross and I was stood about where Ugarte is standing. That's how I would head it from that angle.
Yes, where you've got more time to see the ball and
when you want it
to turn your body.
Yeah, when you kind of want it to have power and then have a bit of curve in it when you're heading from the side. But when you're heading like straight, you don't do the split legs. You almost have your legs is almost like this. You're almost heading like a log.
Well, the good thing about that ball is the cross from Frimpong puts the power on the ball. So it's just a case, it's a directional header.
That's what I'm saying. You almost just let it hit you in the face.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, Maguire goes and scores a header, which if he does the same header here and puts it back the way it came, he probably 90% of the chance he scores.
Maguire scores.
Laments is now coming back across. His body weight has changed because he's expecting, like, am I going to have to die?
Sean. Yeah, Sean's right. Yeah, exactly, Sean.
Yeah, just put it back the way it came, because that's, like you say, the power's on the ball. You just got to meet it with a firm head, and you don't need to do that. He's jumped too high. He's scooping back down.
It was quite comical, that miss.
And when we were linked to Gakpo, you remember when we were linked to him under Ranjik, I think, the first time.
Now it's under Ten Hag the first summer.
The offer was in.
And when I went to do footage, because sometimes I like to watch footage of full matches, so I find it in weird places on the internet of old games being recorded and stuff. And I saw back then that, wow, his big weakness is heading, because when I watched him, I saw that Gakpo can't head for shit, for lack of better term.
Okay, so you've seen a pattern.
Yeah, 100%. So I think also when I watch the like compilations of goals, I think of 100 goals or 80 pro goals, I think it's 2-3 headers in total.
It's almost like Rashford in his first couple of years. He couldn't head the ball himself. So you look at the same technique. He jumps up, uses his body too much. He doesn't have the right technique. He's not composed while on impact. And I think that's a big problem. Yeah.
And most players don't know how to head the ball anymore. That's why you don't see a diving header or anything like that when the ball's going in the air. They can't time it. It's
Andy Gray, best exponent of the diving header ever.
Yeah.
You remember?
The best header I've ever seen was a certain manager who put it in his own net. Bang! Oh shit! Own goal.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about now. I can see that.
I think,
I can see the player.
Who is the manager? Come on.
I can see the player. I can see it.
The Everton guy, Tony Cotton. No.
No. Oh, it's going to annoy me now.
It's Ginger.
Yeah, I know. It's going to
Sean Dyche.
Annoy me now.
He looks like Sean Dyche. It's not Sean Dyche.
Steve Holland? No.
No. See if the chat get it.
Jeez, that's really going to annoy me.
What year are we talking about? 90s?
90s. Yeah, 90s. It's going to kill me. I know.
It's in the Prem, so it'll be like 96. Between 92 and 96, I think.
Is it a Blackburn centre back?
No, it's a striker.
It's
a striker guarding the near post. It's a striker guarding the near post. No, it's not Jamie Pollock. And he puts it in his own top corner with one of the best headers you'll ever see.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
I know which one you're talking about, and I can't think of the player.
Peter Reid? No.
No, that was what I love. That header. That was yes. There's the answer.
Yeah.
Dowie.
Ian Dowie. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, that's it. Obviously, I'm gonna have to go. We better do the Q&A, old friend.
Yes, go to the Q&A. I don't have much. We can talk football all night, but let's go to the Q&A. Guys, get your questions in, and we have a question here from from Bat Time. So there was a question to you about the technique from Diogo, but we can come to that. Let's go to the Q&A, guys. Let's play the intro and get your questions in.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh dear, it's getting worse. The pimp is back. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, rock and roll. Manchester United beat Liverpool 2-1. Everyone's happy. We've got a great new guest on today. Helga is likely to become a regular, I would say. You've gone down an absolute storm. You've been rinsed by Trevor Wade, Helga, so you have arrived. Always remember that. Guys, we've got about 13 minutes of Q&A, so let's get through them very quickly because we've got tons and
I think we have 20 questions about, so we can't do them all. So you just got to pick the best from each one.
Trevor hasn't got a hope. Trevor hasn't got a hope of getting any questions in. No, he does actually. And let's have a look. We'll start off with a bit of fun. It is Halloween, and I absolutely love Halloween. I do. Question from Trev: what costume would you wear for Halloween? We'll start with our guest, Helga.
I totally agree with you. I don't like any holidays actually that much, but Halloween, I love Halloween. So, have you guys watched Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas with Johnny Depp?
No.
Stu, no, Jarv. The picture I have on YouTube. The picture I have on YouTube is him.
I know.
But usually I go vampire.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Mark, what's your costume?
I have scared the children this year of daring to go as one of the soda pop boys from their favourite cartoon.
Nice one. Fantastic.
So I have put the fear of God up them so far, but I might go as one of the Hunter X, whatever they're bloody called, soda pop boys.
Fantastic.
We need that picture. We
We do need a picture.
If I do it, I've got to have the balls to do it myself. I'm not sure I want to wear a dress like
that. Yeah, you'll be fine. Jarvis.
Well, I would actually
to go as a ghost, so you know.
Casper the Friendly Ghost. No, if I had the chance, I would actually dress up as my idol, Diego.
Oh, of course,
Armando,
the man himself.
Maradona. Oh, here we go.
Yes. No, absolutely nothing wrong with that.
The hand of God. I would go as the hand of God.
Hand of God, yeah. I don't want to surprise spoil the surprise for Trev, but I've got just for Trev, I've got a Freddy Krueger mask and a Freddy Krueger jumper mankini just for Trev. It's coming your way, Trev. No, I quite like the Friday the 13th guy, the guy in the ski mask and the orange jumpsuit. I quite like that.
What's his name?
Voorhees, Jason Voorhees. I quite like him. He's fucking nuts, isn't he? So I like it. Great question, Trev. As always, we do like your questions. They add a little bit of fun and spice to the evening. Mark, I'll give you this one. Would Wharton come? We mentioned a few CDMs or midfielders. Do you think we could get Wharton? It's a good question from Yarlet Malmeen.
Would Wharton come? It depends where we are. It is a really good question. Same formation. So technically he would play a very similar role. But would he come? Palace are still a better team than us and looking to finish above us or around the same place.
Yeah.
What is Wharton going to get from us that he's not going to get from Palace? Then that's my answer, because I think we all know the answer to that one. What would his benefit of coming to Manchester United be?
Can I say salary?
Yeah.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I have thought, what do you guys think about, I don't know how much players watch kind of the press, but I think the comment, if I was Wharton, I think the comment that Amorim has made about the central positions is very, I wish we could erase it from history, because I think it's when he said the competing with Bruno thing, I know Wharton could play with Bruno, but if I were to be a central midfielder, if I was Sander Berge, I wouldn't have any hesitation, because I'm a 6, he's a 6. We all know that. So they aren't competing. But I think the players that kind of is in the same bracket as Mainu or Wharton, or because Wharton can play a 6, but I don't think
it's not an out and out 6. No, yeah.
Yeah. So what's your guys' view on that? Do you think players take a notice? Because if I was Wharton, I would have really thought twice about, but am I competing with Bruno? Or because that is a very relevant question.
Yeah.
I've already commented on this before with the whole Mainu and Bruno competing for one place, and therefore Casemiro and Ugarte. You basically said to your other midfielders, you're not playing. Bruno is starting now. Now there's only one other person who can play in this holding position. That's Ugarte. So Mainu knows he's not playing. Ugarte knows Casemiro's favourite. So Ugarte knows he's not going to play, which also says to every other central midfielder in the 21s, the 18s, you ain't got a hope in hell of getting in the team. So
I think that was dangerous. Dangerous comment.
But great question. We've got to get through the questions, guys. I'm afraid. Great question. Jarvis, one for you. You've been quite vocal about this in the past. What makes a good captain? And that's from Trevor.
An armband. I think you need an armband to be a great captain. Yeah. That's basic. Now, well, for me, I think you need respect. The other players need to respect you. They need to know that they can count on you. What do you want from a captain? You want someone to show you how to be as good as you can and set the standards for the team. But I don't think being a captain is about shouting or talking to the referee or, not even leading the line. There are players who can step up and lead the lines, but you need to have a certain presence. And but I have had so many different captains in my life. I even been a captain myself. As Sean comes in with its mentality, but if I was looking for someone to be a captain, it would be someone that's calm and well respected, that you actually can go talk to if you have something you need to vent. And I think that's important in the group to keep the group dynamic, and someone to tell people to straighten up if things goes wrong.
Yeah. Well, my answer to that would be, as you all know, I pay no attention to my captain, and nobody pays attention to me. But at the end of the day, I want everyone to captain on the pitch, and and that's how we operate it. The mighty, tips and time. Great question, Trev. Got a really good question here from very quickly round robin from Sean at United versus Everybody. What's better, beating Liverpool at Anfield or beating them at Old Trafford? Helge, we'll start with you. Old Trafford or Liverpool or Anfield?
Easiest question on earth. Anfield.
Yep. Mark?
Anfield all day long. It's nothing like beating people and rubbing their face on their own ground.
Absolutely. Jarvis?
Anfield.
Yeah, clean sweep, Sean. Anfield is. I love going away and beating teams away. Absolutely brilliant. That's a good question from Johnny K. Helge, we'll start with you on this one. Your favourite in Anfield?
I don't know what year, but it was when the celebrations from Neville afterwards to the Cup. If you remember, it was in the early 2000s, I think.
Very early 2000s, that would be.
I can't remember the exact game, but I have it in my head.
Is that the Dwight York header?
Yeah.
Dwight York header at the back post?
I just remember that I was just 8, 9, 10 at the time, but I remember we were so poor, but we won, and that's the best feeling when Liverpool supporters are pissed afterwards, and it was so undeserved. And I just love Neville after the full time, and I just remember being a kid and being like, oh my god, I love that guy.
Yeah, no, brilliant. Mark?
Cantona's comeback was Old Trafford, wasn't it?
2-2 penalty. Yeah.
I would probably go as far as to say it's probably this one. Because of the meaning behind this.
Yeah, the meaning behind it. Yeah.
Because a lot of the other times we've been expected to beat them. This we weren't expected to beat them. This is the first time the manager's won back-to-back games. I will also say, this is ironically, I think I put it in our chat. The game after he was the first manager since Sir Alex Ferguson to win 50 games in a row, win his 50th game, sorry. And the only other one was Sir Alex. And then he goes and wins his back-to-back after that. So this was a huge win for him, the players and the club. And it is quite pinnacle. But a lot of the other times, I think we've always been the better team.
I changed to your answer as well. I 100% agree. 100%.
Jarvis?
Yeah. Well, I was going to say the FA Cup 4th round in 1998, but that was at home, the Ollie late winner. So besides that, do you have any memorable wins? The ones when Diego Forlan scored 2 goals, I think was a great one. I can't remember the year. Must have been 2000.
Years. Yeah, the year's a problem because I like the massive volley that game as well. So I think remembering the years is very difficult. But it's the Dwight York back post header. Or Andy Cole back post header. We won that game, I think, 3-2.
What was the one where Steven Gerrard got sent off within 30 seconds of coming on?
That was at Old Trafford, wasn't it?
That was at Old Trafford as well. See, there's so many good ones, and they're at odds. Do you see what I mean?
I've seen some fabulous draws at Anfield, some brilliant draws, but some great question, Johnny K. Pop yours in the chat. What else have we got? There's a quick one for me here from Boxing, and he says, if I can find it, do we beat Brighton, Stu? Yeah, this is
This is a $1 million question.
Crystal ball.
Yeah, I haven't got a crystal ball on this one.
Why Stu's thinking, I'm going to say, is we all got the same fear. we've beaten a big team, and what happens when we play against a so-called lesser team? We go and bloody lose, just like Liverpool used to when they were on their comeback.
I've come down. Boxing straight talk. We are going to beat Brighton 2-0. 2-0. And Blaber will have a poor game. And we're going to beat Brighton 2-0. And I'm going to go with Sesko. I think Sesko will start against Brighton because of Lewis Dunk. So I think he'll start against Brighton. And Bruno will redeem himself from the spot. 2-0 Manchester United versus Brighton. I'll press you three quickly. Jarvis.
1-1.
Good call. Mark.
2-1 to us. Welbeck to score for them. And this is my hot take.
Welbeck always
Believer
scores.
doesn't play.
I don't think he'll play. I think you might be right. Yeah. Helge.
When we play lesser teams, I just want to put it out there. We're not that team. We're a different team now. 4-1.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Keeping the faith.
We've got time for 2 more questions. I can do. Great one here from Mr. Potus, 5000. Always good with his questions. Would you rather have taken Mateta over Sesko? I know Mark will have this opinion. Because for me, we need Premier League proven players. We don't need to ask Mark because he's already given you his answer, Mr. Potus, because he's cheering himself.
Big time.
Yes. Helge, what do you think?
Let Helge have this one. Yeah.
Sesko is kind of like high risk, high reward, higher ceiling, but we don't know. Mateta is the more secure answer, and I think in this day and age with this United, I would have gone for the secure one. So I would have gone with Mateta, but I'm excited what Sesko can do and can be, but I just think now it would have been like, we know what he is, so I would have gone with Mateta.
Okay. Jarvis, quick one.
Well, we spent all summer talking about this, but personally, I would go for Sesko. I still think, as Helge says, you have a higher ceiling than Mateta, but it's close. It's close.
I would have gone for Osherman, but there you go.
Yeah.
One more question.
It's
a bit of a doozy, this one. It's from Trev. Trev always comes up with some really thoughtful questions occasionally, and today is very creative. Lads, if you wrote an autobiography about your life, what would you call it and why? But I'm going to stop with Mark on that one because Jarvis clearly has no clue.
And I look like I did.
No, you don't, but we're going to start with you anyway. And then Helge, then I'll go last. That's what I'm thinking.
I feel the bus going over the top of me right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would call my autobiography something like "If Only I Could Live Again."
Well, that kind of fits with what you do. Yeah. And why would you call it that?
Because we all make a lot of mistakes and wrong choices at crossroads, and I think older and wiser heads goes, "Why the hell did I do that?" So you would explain it all and go, "This is what could have happened. This is what that could have happened," and that's how I'd write my autobiography. The more along the lines of, "I did this, but it could have been so much better or so much worse."
It's a good one. Good answer. Helge.
That is a good question. I actually write books and music for a living. So,
oh wow,
it's been one hell of an answer. No pressure.
I think maybe I would call it Black Sheep, because I come from a very small place where I've always been very different and had very big ambitions to everyone. So I think Black Sheep.
I like that. Jarvis, any thoughts?
My autobiography could be something like tactics without knowing the language.
Good call. I like that. Yeah. No, I like that. I like. Oh, your English is superb. Anyway, it's very, very good.
Thank you.
I do like that. Actually, mine's quite simple. I thought about this years ago. Mine would be make a wish. And I'm always one for helping people, believe it or not. I know I come across as a bit of a tit to the devilish tacticos and that, and a bit of a know-it-all. But, you know, at the end of the day, I do have a penchant for helping people where I can. And if I see somebody who I believe is struggling, I'll do everything I can to assist them and help them. So make a wish would be mine, and that's the reason why I would do that.
I think that's already taken.
You are sorry?
I think that one's already taken, I'm afraid, mate.
Probably, yeah, it probably is. But you know, ultimately, that's what I would do. Turning the tide by We Deserve Better. What else we got, Jarvis? Could have been Rick Astley.
Never gonna give you up.
Well,
Never gonna let you down.
Yeah, brilliant. Let's go for one more question.
Okay,
I think I could square one more, Jarvis. Because I really like, Trev, mine's very easy. You all know mine, so I'll do mine first because it's a piece of piss. Everyone knows mine. What's the biggest critique you have about footballers today compared to Stu's 1920 eras? Mine is they're all posers, and I don't like their attitudes and aptitude towards the game as a whole. So that's it for me. Very easy. Jarvis.
Critique. Well, I don't know. They've lost the meaning of the game. It's all about money. That's my biggest critique. I think they lost the what's it called, the joy of the game.
Passion.
You lost the passion for the game.
Yeah. The game. Yeah.
Helga.
Just enjoy playing football. That would be my message. Like they all have forgotten that. Go out on the pitch and just play like you did when you were little. I feel like when I watch football nowadays compared to earlier, I just see people treating it like a job, and like players from different teams being best friends from Manchester City and Liverpool. I hate all that. I would, so just enjoy football again and just play for the fun of it.
Well said. Yeah. Well said. Jarvis. Well, we've done it. We've done everyone now.
Yeah, we've done everyone.
Mark, did we do you?
No.
Sorry, Mark.
I almost feel like I should abstain considering I work with you young footballers.
No, I get that. Yeah, I get that.
It's my biggest critique is I grew up in a world where when it came to football, I listened to my coaches, whereas today we grow up in a world where the parents blow too much smoke up their children's asses and they listen to them over their coaches.
Yeah.
There is only one Messi. You are an individual. Go out there and be the individual rather than someone.
Kind of no respect for the elders. Like Ronaldo said when he was in the dressing room that the younger players didn't even want to listen to him. So that goes for the coaches as well. That when we grew up, we had so much respect for our parents, our teachers, our coaches, and now it's just like,
biggest issue with football right today and young footballers, FIFA. Always has been, always will be.
Definitely. There's a thing, idolising.
I know.
We idolise a footballer, but we should idolise what a footballer does, not the player. Because aspire to be able to do that overhead kick, score that goal, but you don't aspire to be that player. You aspire to be you with the traits of these great players to achieve more and always achieve something better.
Yeah. Guys, that's it. That's the Q&A. It's a little bit my fault this time. I've got to go on to a family Teams in a moment.
That's okay, Stu. You know, we want to end the show less. We can actually make under 2 hours now if we make it quick. I just want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you, Helge, for coming on. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Stu. Thank you, everybody, for getting your comments in. Darren Mack, Bathtime, Jarle Malmin, Trevor Wade, Boxing Straight Talk, Danny B, all of you legends. let's see. We had some super chats coming in. New members Siegfried from Kauter and Bilal with the membership chat and a couple of super chats. So thank you everybody, and brilliant questions from Sean, from
great questions,
Dever, from Yale. Yale, thank you for the thing you sent me on X. If you want to see what Yale sent me, just hit me up on Bowley77 on X, and you will see what Yale shared on X. There was actually a video from a Man United exclusive with all the players coming in the day after the game and having a comment to the press. It's actually quite good. It's a good video. Yeah. So guys, go check it out. Thank you, Yale. Maybe I will share it next time if we have the time. It's been a brilliant show, guys. I have an early start tomorrow, so it suits me pretty well to stop after just 2 hours. Stu, I hope that you get the time to do your thing.
Yeah, no, it's been it's been a great show. Helga, been superb, mate.
Yes,
well done on your debut, absolutely superb. The Devilish Tacticos like you, so you've done something right. No, they absolutely love everybody that comes on the show. They're so respectful. Guys. Absolutely brilliant. Mark, great to see you again. Let's be celebrating next weekend, guys. Me and Jarvis will be back Thursday. I think we're back Thursday, aren't we, Duke?
Yes, we will be back Thursday night, I believe, around 9-ish, 9 p.m.
9-ish. Yes. Catherine, 9:15. Catherine.
We will do the Brighton breakdown. Yeah. So thank you, everybody. It's been a great show. See you on Thursday night. So a good one, and bye-bye and good night.